Your Houston Rockets defeat the Milwaukee Bucks, and we get a Reed Sheppard masterclass.
Let's talk about it.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Summit State of Mind podcast, brought to you by the Apollo Podcast Network and sponsored by Underdog. Everyone, make sure to go download the app and use promo code SUMMIT and go have some fun on Underdog. And also shout out to J Bar and Barbecue, the best barbecue spot in Houston and Michelin recommended. Make them your pregame destination and make sure to go check them out. Minutes from Toyota Center, the best barbecue. Make sure to let them know that Apollo sent you. Welcome back. I want everyone to welcome back Sheldon, Shelly Noor. Welcome back to the Summit, brother. How's everything, man?
Hey, it's great. I feel welcome. Coming off a weekend where I thought both my teams were going to ruin my Sunday, and then they saved it. So doing good.
All I can say is that was probably like a nice little 6-hour window of a whirlwind of emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. Like I left a bar at like during the third quarter. It was like 22 to 10, I think. And they just scored like soon after I left. And I was like, nope. Yeah, not going to touch this Texans game again. And then the Rockets were down double digits. And I was like, sweet.
Yeah, it was like Heartbreak Houston and Clutch City all in like a span of 5 hours. Like you got to experience both. Yeah. It was great.
That's like your normal Houston experience. When
honestly,
like any team plays really, they're going to break your heart or they're going to uplift you to the point where you feel like you're on cloud nine.
Yeah.
But your Houston Rockets, they beat the Milwaukee Bucks 122-115. The Rockets were down by double digits in the third quarter. I think they were down maybe 13 or 14 with like 3 or 4 minutes left and were miraculously able to get it back to 3 points in the third. And then the Rockets just exploded and had themselves like one of the best fourth quarters we've had all year.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, poster normal Kevin Durant type of day, feasting on the mid-range. And let me tell you, the Milwaukee Bucks allow small forwards to score at an unreal clip, is what I've read. Alperen Şengün killed it, closed the game. Haven't seen some tough moves like that in quite a while. And Reed Sheppard's performance, we'll touch on that. But that victory, Sheldon, especially with Katie and Alp's performance, what did you get from that, man?
I think it was a really good shot in the arm. We haven't really played well. We played well against good teams. We haven't beaten many really good teams, except, if depending on what you think about the Raptors. And then really disappointing loss on Friday night. Or was that Saturday night? Yeah, Friday night to the Spurs. Was it Saturday? Whenever it was.
Friday. It's Friday.
Yeah, super disappointing. Yeah, super disappointing loss. Feels like we really just fumbled the bag hard. Should have won. And so you kind of start out this game kind of good and then let it slip out of your hands. And it just it feels like it's getting worse and worse. And then they turn it around. So hopefully that's a good kind of get right game. It's pretty fun. Some vintage performances from some of those guys, and then hopefully some awakenings. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was really impressed with Milwaukee. I mean, Ryan Rollins has really done himself a number ever since Kevin Porter Jr. has gone down. He's been killing it, man. He's been making key shots and just passing the ball really well. And just being able to capitalize on his minutes. I mean, he was someone that I was really impressed with, but let's touch on it, man. Let's touch on the meat potatoes. We're already going forward here, but the big subject here is Reed Sheppard.
Okay.
Because Reed Sheppard had himself a game. My man, I mean, for the year, he's shooting 48% from three. I mean, whether everyone can state that might not stick around. It might not be able to be as high as that.
No, well,
but
sure.
What we've seen so far, we've seen his struggles and we've seen his successes. And for someone like me who definitely was a critic at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah, he deserved it. But I mean, at the same time, 21 and first year, really getting major minutes for a team that is really needing him. And the kind of leap that he has made in terms of the past few games, especially with the San Antonio game and the Milwaukee game. It's been so impressive. And for those of our listeners that also listen to Zero Gravity, our boy Sheldon did talk a little bit highly about our boy Reed Sheppard, and his prediction was quite a wild one.
It was. That was the spirit of the exercise. I'll spoil it. You should go listen to me and Stone say some dumb and wild things, but also, I predicted he's going to be a starter by Christmas, which is obviously extremely idealistic and crazy, and maybe he's best for this team coming.
Dude,
off
if he's
the bench.
A starter by Christmas, that would be wild. I mean, it would
be crazy.
Why? But
and when you're saying it in a hot take exercise, you just kind of leave it at that and talk about why it's been going well. I was talking to a buddy about it. He asked me something and I told him like, hey, this is what I said. And he's like, oh, that is spicy. And so the rundown I gave him was like, I think it'll be a little bit out of necessity because it does feel, as much as I kind of downplayed the guard depth coming into the season, it does feel like we do need someone that's not going to like charge headfirst into the paint and then throw the ball away like one of our beloved players keeps doing. And Reed, a little slower coming along. It looks like we really needed someone like that. And a lot of our recent signings can't be traded until mid-December, second or third week of December, something like that. And so the prediction is a little bit hedging to where like he will end up playing more, maybe even starting out of necessity, but also because he's playing well enough to warrant it. And then like the shooting percentage, like, it'll probably go down, but like going down from 48% or whatever it is right now. 47.9% from three. Yeah, sure. Like I can live with that going down to 40 or whatever. That's still elite. And the way he's able to get to his shot, even though, he's not like blowing by his defenders, but he can create enough space and get open off ball to where it's going to be super effective. So it was probably a take, but I feel good about it.
I don't think it's that outlandish. I mean, I could see it. The way that he's playing, especially with the big guys like LP and KD, what I've really noticed is that KD's been able to find him, especially when he's trailing. I know that some of the guys are having trouble passing out of double teams, but one thing that KD and LP have done is they've made sure to find the open shooters, and the kind of confidence that Reed Sheppard has had, especially the last couple games. Well, I don't even say just the last couple, but maybe the last 4 to 5 games, he's starting to put up the shot and he's starting to shoot with confidence. And the fact that he might not have to defend the best player, like the best, I guess you can say the point guard on the floor, right? In terms of quickness, playing in the zone allows him to kind of stay to a certain area as opposed to having to guard a designated player. And we've seen how he's played, especially with in these defenses where he's able to kind of show one of the main reasons why he was drafted. He has such good intangibles and such good, is so instinctive on the defensive end with using those hands. His hands are so quick. And I was so impressed during the Milwaukee game, these timely steals over and over again. Some people, we can always talk about his lateral movement, not being able to stay in front of a guy all the time. But the way that the team has been playing, it's not been completely necessary. They've been able to overcome it. And the way that Reed has been able to affect that side of the floor is huge. I mean, he had 5 stocks the last game. And even Kevin Durant said, if it wasn't for him, we probably don't win this game. And I don't know, man. Like, I'm really impressed. I'm not going to say that I'm like 100% sold. Like, I'm buy all Reed Sheppard stock. I proceed with caution. I know how your feelings, brother.
You've got to. We've been burned. So we've been burned by optimism in the past, unfortunately. And so, it's his first 2 games, OKC and Detroit, not great. But then since then, even in the Mavs game, he didn't score very well, but he still played fine. Past 7 games, he's shooting like 71.4% true shooting. And like you said, every now and then he gets blown by, but the defensive playmaking is kind of like a sacrifice you're willing to make. And that's, like you just said, that's what won us the game. Like his 3 steals in the fourth quarter. And then I can't remember if it was at the end of the second or third where he had his own little mini run. I think he hit 2 threes or something like that and cut the lead like down. And then they just ballooned it right back. And then he had to come back in and do it all over again. But what I loved about it is they weren't like gimmicky steals. They weren't like, I'm a non-defensive guard who's just going to kind of hide out in the passing lanes, sag off my man.
Like shout out to Jose Alvarado.
Yeah. Good at his own thing. Well, I was talking to Stoney or maybe it was Josh. One of the two said something about Harden and leading the league in steals. And I was like, okay, not the same thing. Like he was making fun of me, saying like, oh, Reed had steals. So did Harden. So does Luka, whatever. It's like he was manning up and poking the ball free. Yeah. And that's important. That's super, super helpful. So yeah, super important to this win. You follow Andy Bailey on X or Twitter, whatever?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember.
You've probably seen his tweets. He's a Bleacher Report guy, but he's usually just posting factoids. He had according to Basketball Reference, he actually directed me to this. I was reading his post and then got to this you know what BPM is? Box plus minus?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anyone listening doesn't know, it's basically how much quality does every play that the player is involved in have, the quality of play per possession. So regardless of minutes, stuff like that. He is the second best BPM for players with 0 starts. So it's him and Cedric Coward are the two players in those top two, who has been very, very good for the Grizzlies. And then overall, he's 19th in the league. So when he's on the floor, according to this just one metric, he's the 19th best player in the league. That's not necessarily what it means, but he's the 19th most effective is probably a better way to put it. He's ahead of guys like Markkanen, Jaquez, Harden, Cunningham, Holmgren, Giddey, Avdia, Duran, Brunson, Mobley, just like as I was looking down this list. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt, but it's not just the shooting. It's not just like what you see on the floor, the confidence, the impact numbers are starting to show the same thing. So, and then one more, if I can do just one more impact metric, the Rockets lineup, according to a site called Data Baller, that has the highest net rating, and it's only like 23 minutes. So that's not really, you got to usually eclipse 100 before it matters. Şengün, Tari, Amin, Reed, and Adams at plus 65.
That's kind of nutty.
Yeah. And I looked.
23 minutes so far?
Yeah. So it's not a lineup they're running out there. Probably like in the middle of a platoon shift, getting guys in there steadily as you're shifting them out.
It helps when you have like two of the best 3-point shooters in the league so far with Tari and
dude, the Tari thing is incredible. I love it.
Yeah,
he went cold this last game, but that's fine. That's what happens to shooters. It happens all the time.
You remember when we did the last one that we did when I said that we're going to get a Tari redemption game? I was just a game off. I was just early.
That's
never
right.
wrong. Just early.
No, I think I tweeted something like "Welcome to the season, Tari Eason."
Yeah,
and he's been so good since then. I think his 2 or 3 games where he looked like he forgot how to play basketball. He was just pressing, and now he looks much more comfortable. Looks like himself. So, anyway, all that to say, a lot to like from Reed so far. It's been exciting.
I completely agree. I mean, I know that where I'm going to be is like this, where temper expectations.
Yep.
And understand that this is all going to be a part of the up and down type of play that we're going to see out of Reed, especially when we get to the dog days of the season where it's like 40, 50, 60 games into the year, and he is not accustomed to playing these kind of minutes.
That's fair.
With this amount of games. And I think that's where we're going to start to see a little bit of like the sluggishness from him. But as long as we can make it up in the front end, the back end, we should be okay. We'll have DFS back. And at that point of the year, we could potentially be making another trade for a player, in which we'll touch on whether that's really serious or not. Mine is going to be going on the, where I'm thinking is we're probably going to go based off the buyout market is what seems more feasible. Whether a real trade occurs, I don't know. It just depends on what they value. But I just think that with what Reed's doing now is just wonderful. And it's showing me flashes of what he can do in a multitude of ways. And him being the 19th best, most effective player according to BPM isn't something outside the ordinary. A lot of the plays that he has made have made huge impacts on games and swings. I mean, the way that he played against the Spurs and the way he played against Milwaukee and earlier games in the season, he's made big buckets when we really needed them. So I really think that that's something for us to keep an eye on. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's hitting like a game winner, during this season.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah,
he did close the Milwaukee game.
He did.
They did defensive substitutions for him, but anytime they could, they got him back out there. So
shout out to Ime, man. I mean,
promising.
I understand Ime rides these hot hands, and it's not normal that he goes to a young guy either, but showing Reed the kind of confidence that he has in him and him, passing the test, whatever, with flying colors kind of just shows a lot about what Ime is doing. But outside of that game, man, you know what else is a really good time outside of Houston Rockets comeback is Underdog. Shout out to Underdog sponsoring us for this episode. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back. Underdog is the best place to get in all the action. And playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. And get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And when you download the app, make sure you use promo code SUMMIT. You can use promo code SUMMIT to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Use promo code SUMMIT. And we have a couple of big games today, but I'm going to focus on a big game that's going to be early today. We got Memphis versus the New York Knicks. We got a point guard duo in Ja Morant and Jalen Brunson. For me, the Memphis Grizzlies, they give up a lot of points to point guards. And so my decision, we're going to go a little bit higher on Jalen Brunson at 26.5 points. And Ja Morant, he is not really a fan of being in Memphis. I'm not trying to start any rumors, but maybe the man wants to leave just based on the way he's been playing. So for him, I'm going to smash the lower on Ja Morant at 25.5 rebounds. So everyone make sure to go download the app today and use promo code SUMMIT to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code SUMMIT. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. I'll repeat that one more time. Text HOPE-NY 467-369 and make sure to use promo code SUMMIT. You heard that. Use promo code SUMMIT. Shout out to Underdog. Thank you so much, Underdog. But Sheldon, a big firing occurred today. We're a Rockets podcast, but we're going to go into this because this definitely leads into the next thing. Nico Harrison was fired this morning. Nico Harrison. Wow. Shocker. I know.
Yeah.
What was the prediction that Stoney made on 0G? I don't remember.
So I had in my notes for that, Nico Harrison fired by Christmas. And the first thing Stoney says is Nico Harrison fired before December. And I was like, he may have said before Thanksgiving, whichever one it was.
I think it was before Thanksgiving. I think he did.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if he knew he'd be coming correct in 2 days, but
do you like 36 hours, bro?
Yeah.
Like maybe like a 24-hour turnaround from when the episode released.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. When I saw the tweet, I was like, wow, Stoney was like, he was on one, man.
Yeah. What a heater.
But what I read last night, and probably what a lot of Rockets fans have read, has become a topic of conversation this morning and last night, was that the Houston Rockets are quote unquote monitoring the situation in Dallas with Kyrie Irving. And I'm going to be honest with you, Sheldon, I don't even know how much Kyrie Irving is getting paid, but the odds of Kyrie Irving being traded to Houston
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
The account that tweeted it originally that was kind of blowing up, they've already deleted it. So, or at least I couldn't find it. So,
That's so funny.
I went to some account tweeted it and was like, per whatever this. And last night I went and saw it on their account and now you can't find it anymore. So there's just no way, right? Like it would be nuts to lose your point guard to an ACL.
They'd have to trade Fred VanVleet and probably another piece like Clint Capella. And I mean, granted, if you were to be an organization that didn't give a shit, then sure, maybe they will trade him. But I mean, at the same time, the Houston Rockets have a lot of goodwill with Fred VanVleet. I mean, the extension that he agreed to showed his goodwill on his side. And I think if the Houston Rockets really did trade Fred VanVleet in that regard, that would be probably one of the worst choices they could have ever made.
Bad luck.
Just the aesthetic of the organization would be terrible. But I mean, let's just say hypothetically, Kyrie does end up in Houston. I don't even know what to think, bro. I mean, that'd be cool. But I don't want another repeat of Brooklyn. Seems like a terrible idea. And this is older. This is 5 years later, dude.
So I think headspace wise, he'd be much different than Brooklyn. I feel like he's in a different place, and I think he's shown, I don't necessarily want to call it maturity because it's not that he's been necessarily immature, just maybe selfish. I don't know, in the past with some of his decisions. Well, definitely selfish with some of his decisions. But since he's been in Dallas, it's been super quiet. And maybe that's the difference in living in New York versus living in Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he's in his like mid-30s, 34. Is that right?
Something along those lines.
And he's 33. And he won't come back until February at the earliest. So even if we traded Fred, we wouldn't see him for another, 2 months, month and a half. And then you're relying on a guard almost to his mid-30s coming back from an ACL tear, probably a little early, even if medicine is where it's at, to try and fix your team. And you're going to have to give up another piece too, like you said. So Fred and Reed works financially, from what I can tell. Fred and Doe works in DFS works financially. And then, that's like the least amount of players that you can do to make it work. Everything else, you got to start adding more people. Now, if you wanted to trade Durant, you could get Kyrie and you get Kyrie plus some stuff. But there's just no way. And as stupid as it sounds to say, like, you don't want Kyrie on your team, that's not really what I'm saying. Like, in a vacuum, sure. Like, if you could just add them to the roster, I don't care. But for what it would cost, and then what playing basketball has cost his body in the past year. Yeah. It's tough.
Makes no sense. I mean, I feel like it's just one of those things where people are throwing crap out there. And I mean, I'm not saying that
for sure
Kyrie coming to Houston is crap. That wouldn't be, but it would be awesome if it was working out in a miracle where it's like, oh, they got bought out. Kyrie's like, sure, let me go to Houston for the minimum. Oh yeah. That, but I mean, that's not something that no way that'll happen. Dallas would never do that. But I just wanted to ridicule that a little bit with you and kind of laugh about that. But
Sheldon. Well, sorry, one last thing.
No, dude,
it just reminds me we've had all these championship or bust arguments coming into the season.
Yeah.
About like, where is this franchise? All because we traded Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks. It's, two players for a clear upgrade. We are, in fact, championship or bust is what a lot of people are saying. And so it's like, well, if we are, then we should go for guys like Kyrie.
Yeah.
And I just think the or bust is like, I feel like we are all confused and using different terms when like we have different meanings, different definitions using the same word. And it's like, does this team really, really want to win a championship? And are they going to do what they can to maximize that opportunity in the Kevin Durant window? Of course. But are they desperate like the Suns were whenever they started trading every single thing they could to just make anything happen? No. So it's like, they want to, but they're not desperate. And so, just kill it. Just ride it out. We aren't even 20 games into the season.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, it's not necessary. I mean, you got pieces like Amen and Alp, and Jabari is really coming into his own right now. And there's just so much going on with the team that I feel like you can see the potential. Obviously, the point guard issues are something that will probably plague the team for the year.
Sure.
But I think that there's something that they can do in terms of the aggregate and making it happen with Reed and KD and LP kind of sharing it, and Men with his athleticism going downhill. Obviously, that's something that will be monitored, but we'll see. I don't know, man. I'm
2022 Celtics made it work without a like true floor general point guard.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday, good point guard. Derek White, good point guard. But both kind of in the combo guard mold, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But lots of people kind of played that role, did the dribble, pass, shoot thing. And so if you got guys who can do it, you don't necessarily need that.
Yeah. No, I feel it, man. But Sheldon, thank you so much for joining me, man. We really appreciate you. I know last minute notice. So thank you for being so clutch like our city. We appreciate you just like the teams, brother.
Yeah, just call me Mario Ellie.
There you go. From the corner. Let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Hey, you can find me weekly on Zero Gravity on the Monday episode. What's that? YouTube, Spotify video, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get them. And then if you want to follow me on X and see me mostly tweeting stupid stuff about the Rockets or maybe the Astros off season, and occasionally taking victory laps on Jaguars fans whenever it's possible. Shelly Knorr, SHELLYNORR on X. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I love that, man. I'm with it. Everyone, make sure to follow me on socials at JP_Mirabueno. Make sure to follow the podcast on Twitter at Summit, SOMPOD. And make sure to follow our social media company over here on all social platforms at Apollo HOU. And everyone, do not forget to, let's give a nice little strong punch to that subscribe button. I think we're at 16.1 or 16.2K right now. But everyone, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, whether you like our takes on Reed Sheppard. Let us know. Tell it whether you side, with if you're with Sheldon or
call me dumb. I don't care.
There you go. Let them know. Please, everyone, just let us know. Let us know how you feel. But anyways, Sheldon, thank you so much for coming on, and everyone, make sure to go watch more Rockets. Go basketball. And you know what? Yeah, let's all have fun out there. We'll see you later.
See ya.